Today we have a special guest with us, Mr. Sanjay Bhoosreddy, Chairman UPRERA, a key voice in shaping transparency and accountability in the real estate sector of Uttar Pradesh. Let's dive into the reforms, challenges, and the road ahead. Welcome to the show, sir. Thank
Namaskar.
you for joining. Uh, Now that we are coming to an end of 2025, what are your major achievements this year?
See, this year UP RERA has registered after very strict due diligence till uh, the end of November, 30th of November, 272 projects, whereby we are giving around 77,000 plus units and an investment of more than 62,000 crores. So it would really add to the state GDP. The government of India and the state government is uh, asking the citizens to dream for 2047. So the seeds for the big picture of 2047 has to be sown today. So uh, since the inception of RERA, last year was the highest, that is 2024, 259 projects. This year we have till 30th of November registered 272, as I've said. So I'll not repeat. So it's a good thing in terms of investment. The trust of the good promoters have really got developed, because initially they were slightly hesitant that we are doing a lot of due diligence, which is our duty because we are responsible to the home buyers. So it's a good thing, because we have to bring in investment. Only when investment would come, we'll be able to develop stocks, whether flats, apartments, villas, commercial units, which are there for sale. We don't indulge into malls because it is owned by one person and they are on rentals. Any rental property we don't indulge, but wherever it is for sale, we do. And it's very good that the home buyers are having a wide range of stocks available in the market, uh, both in terms of this unit size as well as the quality, the type of houses, luxury, super luxury, everybody, because we have from the EWS category to the richest, so we have to cater to everyone.
So you said 272 projects already registered this year,
Yes,
and there are about 25 days still remaining for the year to come to an end. So shall we expect more registrations?
we had planned 300, but because of many festivals and holidays, we couldn't do some few more authority meetings. Uh, our planning is 300. So let's hope we are able to touch that point. But nonetheless, it is the highest since the inception of RERA.
And what is your agenda for 2026?
Uh, Next year, we plan to take it further, because as all of us are aware that urbanization is taking at a very rapid pace. People are moving for, because urban centers have become magnets, whether it is for a quality of life, whether it is for education of their children, whether it is for jobs. So a large housing stock would be required. So we have to ensure, because by 2047, uh, more than half of the population would be in and around urban centers. Now, a lot of investment is coming in small divisional headquarters also, where the headquarter of that division is not a metropolitan city or a big city. Like we are having good number of projects in Ayodhya, we are having good number of projects in Gorakhpur, we are having good number of projects in Varanasi, in Prayagraj, even in Chitrakoot, Bundelkhand, Jhansi, uh, Kanpur, Agra, Mathura, Muzaffarnagar, Saranpur. So everywhere, Bareilly, Muradabad. So everywhere people want good quality houses. Next year we plan to take cross this 300 mark also. if we cross this year. So we would like to cross more than that,
Any target you
because
have set for?
otherwise, if the next year, this year we had set at 300. Let's hope next year it would be, we'll set it for 350. And because the if the demand and supply gets imbalanced, either the supply is more or the demand is more, then either the cost goes high. If the supply is less, it skyrockets. So we have to see the affordability also. Otherwise, uh, lower middle class or a middle class will not be able to buy a decent house for himself or for herself. So we have to ensure that price equilibrium maintained, and that is, the market forces have to be allowed to play, and demand supply has to be uh, 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 balanced. And here the job of RERA becomes very pertinent.
Have you planned any major reform for next year?
Yes, we are doing continuously, because as you know, though it's now 7 to 8 years old, but still it is in its nascent stage. So it's an very nascent law. Things are building up. Judicial pronouncements are coming. So we are now shifting from our portal 1.0 to 2.0. In another 6 months, it would be 2.0, which would have uh, artificial intelligence built into it, bot built into it. People will can chat through that. People can know many more details, which we now do that through our manual helpline. Our officers said, when the machine would be speaking, it would be based on empirical data. So whatever questions about any promoter, if our they go to our portal 2.0 and they ask, so that information which the system would be providing would be based on he can ask how many complaints are there against this promoter, what is the percentage, what is the what is the number, what is the number and percentage in a particular project of a particular promoter. So then the due diligence of the buyer would be much more based on empirical data, which would be real time data. So his due diligence would be very good. And then the promoters will have to think in terms of delivery, what they promise. Because as you know, we have come up with regulations where we have told them not to put anything so that any gullible customer comes of which is not related to real estate. You can't put in your ads anything with respect to giving a diamond ring or or a car or a bike or something like that, or a Goa trip. And we tell our customers also, if you want to go to Goa or anywhere, Singapore, Bangkok, you go to a travel agent. If you want to buy a diamond jewelry, go to a jeweler. And if you want to buy a car, go to a car dealer. Here you only take decision and due diligence with respect to what you are buying for your family, because you are investing your lifetime savings into it. These things distract you from seeing what you should actually see. And then I also tell customers when they come, don't jump to facilities like which are glamorous: swimming pool, child pool, gymnasium. I know people pay for the gymnasium, and they after 5 days they don't go, they waste their money. See whether the project promoter has the land title, perfect land title, because that he has to transfer it to you. What type of actual amenities and construction material he is using, because then you will crib on the quality of the construction. So we are we are educating the masses through media, print and electronic and social, that you should concentrate on the property which you are buying, instead of seeing the peripheral glamour which the promoter tries to do.
So, since you have taken charge, it's almost 2 years. Have you seen improvement in compliances and awareness?
Yes. We are very strict with respect to uh, filing of QPRs. We have penalized more than uh, 200 promoters, and some promoters have multiple projects. So around 500 project in a 500 projects we have penalized them under section 63, which is roughly 5% of the total project cost. That amount goes into the government treasury. So I am I when I say I mean the RERA authority is very strict on compliances. QPR filing of architect's report, engineer's report, and CA report every quarterly. We are very strict. We are very strict on bank regulations. The day your project timelines are over, your map period is over, your project period duration is over, we lock the bank account. The bankers will not allow you to operate there. Some bankers were not complying our banking regulations. We asked RBI to intervene. They intervened effectively, and 6 bankers got a notice that why you are not complying and why your license should not be cancelled. So now everybody is complying to our banking regulations. So with respect to that 70/30, whatever money comes into the collection account that night at midnight 12, 70 goes into the separate account, which is the escrow account. 30 goes into the management account uh, uh, of the promoter. So all these compliances, we are very strict on that. We are very strict on proper sanctioning of maps, and if we have a doubt, we cross check with the development authority. So all these things, we are very strict.
And is there improvement in complaint resolution, grievance redressal?
Yes, when I had joined, it was uh, around 25, because per day filing was around 25. Not because of that we did something wonders, so it has come down. Because of legacy projects, when RERA came, and those projects which were continuing projects, a lot of cases were filed. So it was around 25 per day. Uh, that is the number of complaints filed uh, per day was 25, which has now got reduced to 9.5. Uh, One of the reason is very strict due diligence by RERA before giving the RERA registration number. That is the only reason which has resulted into this. And our our dream would be, RERA's dream, UP RERA's dream would be that there should be zero complaint. That we should come to that stage.
Uh, are there any habitual offenders? Have you identified?
Yes, there are habitual offenders, but I'll not take names. It would not be nice because they are not to defend their case today here. But yes, we know all the habitual offenders, and on them we keep special vigil.
And coming to stuck projects, what kind of support are you giving to the projects and to the developers and to the home buyers to get those revived?
See, if it goes into NCLT, so then legally our hands are cut. So till they are before the NCLT, either the NCLT or the appellate uh, courts like NCLAT or the Honorable Supreme Court, whoever decides it finally, if the uh, order passed under Section 714 continues, so it remains under abeyance. Suppose if project, the order under Section 714 of IBC is quashed, the cases come back when the ball comes to our court, and again all these case complaints which are in abeyance, they are revived and taken to its logical end. Otherwise, if it goes to a new promoter, then they gets abated. So then it is a duty of the new promoter who sits into the shoes of the old promoter, has to finish and give the units to the home buyer. So that is what is the law, and we ensure that.
Now, these are the days of pollution, and very often we see that NGT imposing grab 3 and the construction work is stopped. Now every year it so happens that for about 15-20 days construction gets stopped, and in the entire life cycle of the project this amounts to say about 4 months, 5 months, or at times 6 months. So can't those projects get automatic extension to the number of days on which NGT has put a ban on
No,
construction work?
what happens that when we decide the complaints, we give them for whatever period NGT or the Honorable High Court or the Honorable Supreme Court they put a ban or a stay. So we give them that many days as a period when the MCLR plus one is not applied, not applied, and because of such reasons, if he comes for an extension, we give him extension for a period of 1 year and across the state. But for NCR, we give him for 15 months to 18 months, depending upon the number of days the work was put to halt because of the environmental issues. So that is case to case basis. Whenever they come, we give. But yes, for the projects which were pre RERA, we give pre COVID, we give them the COVID period where neither the home buyer will pay any penalty or interest, nor the builder would pay to the home buyer. That is one. Secondly, generally for the last 2-3 years, we have seen that it comes to around uh, roughly 2 months, 68 days, where this concession is given to the promoter. Uh, uh, if it gets delayed by that much period, he doesn't have to pay any penalty or interest to the home buyer.
One more demand that the developer community has is RERA should be given for more than 4 years, and they are saying that I am saying that I'll be completing in 6 years or 5 years, and if the buyer is interested, then he'll buy, otherwise he won't. And the map also gets extended. So why don't you give RERA for more than 4 years?
No, it's not like that. The map is sanctioned for a period of 5 years. There is a start date, there is an end date. We give for 5 years because you can't start construction before the map is approved, and you can't continue construction after the map has got lapsed. So your construction period is that. As far as RERA is concerned, you can construct. You may, but before you market and you transfer or sale, you'll have to get a RERA registration number. We give for the same 5 years, every authority gives for 5 years. If you, the day you get your map sanction, you come to us, we give you the RERA registration number. If you have put it correctly, we have given as early as 7 days.
They say it
RERA.
takes as much as 2 months time to get a RERA at
No,
times.
no, no. We have to give in 30 days. Projects where the promoter fills all the submits all the documents and fills the application correctly gets as early as 4 to 5 days. In 30 days, we have to give unless and until he asks for time. We have to give or we have to reject. The moment you get your map extended for another period of 3 years, we extend it for a period of 3 years. But we can't give a RERA registration beyond the sanctioned map because we would be violating two laws: the RERA law of 2016 and the UP Development Act of 1973.
But are all RERAs, state RERAs, following the same thing?
Yes, the start date and the end date, no, unless and until they give, we don't know. But it has to be matched with the sanctioned map because otherwise the promoter would be doing illegality and we will be also doing illegality, and there can be an allegation of connivance with the promoter. So we can't go beyond the end date of the map. So if they extend it for 3 years, we'll extend for 3 years. If they extend for 5 years, we'll extend for 5 years.
Okay. Now, some developers have an issue that there are some set of buyers who mischievously invest in a project and then demand both MCLR plus one and delayed penalty, and then they, when the price increases and they sell it off. There are some set of buyers like that. So, do you have such things in your knowledge?
It is in our knowledge. See, investor buyer should be discouraged. But in a free economy, how do you do? I have money, I want to buy 5 flats, so I'll go and book. It is in the hands of the promoter to see why he is buying 5. We are a regulator. We have a limited role of regulating on the delivery, on the compliances, and on the quality, whatever he promises. Beyond that, we don't want to go. But even the Honorable Supreme Court in a recent judgment had said that the market is being distorted by these investor buyers. But let me tell you, I would again not take names. 90% of promoters are doing underwriting, bulk sell. They are doing it. They can't crib. You can't have the cake and eat it too. You can't blow hot and cold at the same time. Either you blow hot or you blow cold. The promoter on one hand is saying that they are eating my uh, cash flow through the judicial process because I have not delivered. Or you deliver him down time. Why are you not delivering? We told them you don't come up with a big project. You have a 500-acre plot. You, or say 100-acre plot. You bring 20 acre as phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. For every phase, you get a map approved for 5 years. You will tell the customer 1 year, 2 year, like that. You will, because the moment you say more than 2 years, the customer will not buy. So I tell them that you uh, tell them 2.5 years, deliver it in 2 years. Sell them 2 years, deliver it in 22 months or 24 months. Nobody would have, no good customer. Again, investor buyer is buying so he can afford lawyers and do cases. A genuine home buyer does not want to see the face of RERA. They promise moon, they don't even give proper bricks and mortar. So then they have a genuine complaint.
What they are saying is they are ready to pay MCLR plus 1%, surrender the flat, take MCLR plus 1. But what they are saying is buyer want delayed penalty and want to keep the flat also so that they get
No,
the
we,
increased
we
value.
then under section 67, uh, we have passed orders to the buyer to take possession immediately. Failing which, he will also have to pay penalty, which will go to the government treasury. He cannot do that. We don't encourage. There are some projects where the buyers, like especially Transganga of Kanpur, people of Kanpur city have invested. They don't want to go and settle there. They only want to earn MCLR plus one because it is much more 2.5% more than the FD rate. So we don't allow that. We don't allow that. But see, ultimately, it is for the promoter to engage. He engages with customer. If he does they are doing some illegalities for which they get penalized. And nowadays, first time we can charge 10% of the project cost. So if it's a 1,000 crore project, we can charge 100 crore. But first time we give them a small penalty, uh, but we warn them next time we'll put 10% of the project cost. They are doing pre-launch, they cannot. They are doing soft launch, they cannot. They are putting all such ads. Now we have passed regulation, so it has stopped now. And now we tell the customer you should see 5 things, and we have made a regulation that it should be on the right hand top of all digital, print, hoardings, banners, posters, and all stationery which the promoter does, like BBA everywhere. Uh, you have to say the QR code, you have to print the QR code, the PRJ, the uprera's portal, the launch date, and the collection accounts details, so that you don't collect from in any other account. And next, what we are doing is in 2.0, the BBA will also be uh, the printout will come from the portal itself, which the with a special QR code for each BBA. There would be a special QR code. So there would be two QR codes. One is of the project and one is of the but that particular BBA, which both the parties will have to sign. So no more BBAs they will have to generate. The system will generate the BBA, build a buyer agreement as per the 2018 rules. They will be given some flexibility to add features, the payment plan, annexure A, B, C, D, E, all that they will be. Once they've, when the time of registration, they'll come and feed it. Then they can ask for edit if there is an edit. Definitely, because it's a dynamic economic industry, so it can't be put into a very fixed mode. That flexibility is there, but then we will again do due diligence if he is editing something, because at the time of selling and promoting and signing the BBA, you say I'll give uh, Italian tiles, and then you give some cheap Chinese tiles. No, then we
Mm.
will see. So that is our duty.
Now, coming to the end, do you think RERA needs more teeth, and what are those powers that is lacking, and you are going to ask to the government?
Uh, we the government is continuously in engagement with RERA, and uh, whatever is required, especially in terms of because the first set of rules were promulgated in 2016. So with experience of from all the stakeholders, home buyers, promoters, agents, we are trying to now come up with some amendments required. But I would say, given the present legal framework, RERAs can do good work. Uh, Government of India is also seized of some gaps which in the hindsight that wisdom has come through all the RERAs to Government of India, and I'm sure they very soon they may do the needful. Similarly, uh, the other relevant acts also, because law is a dynamic process. The jurisprudence keeps on developing. There are amendments. You know, in IBC in 16 it came. 18, when home buyers hue and cry was there, there was an amendment. So governments are very sensitive to the needs of the citizenry, and they'll take care.
Lastly, you have 3 years of your tenure left. Where do you see UP RERA standing 3 years down the line?
I would wish that complaints come to zero. The number of projects, especially in terms of quantity and quality, they improve a lot. There is a huge demand which would come up very soon, even in towns like Hapur, Meerut, Bulandshahr, like if I talk of NCR, or in Basti, Chitrakoot Dham, Banda, Hamirpur. There are few projects which have come up, and Sultanpur. So there would be a lot of work for RERA as it grows. But uh, our three roles is one, as I have said, in getting investment, building housing stock. Second is to do resolution of disputes between all the three stakeholders, home buyers, promoters, and agents. Third is to do advocacy. So we are trying our level best, but because being a new organization and manpower issues, on the third front, uh, we have a lot to do in terms of advocacy. We are doing a lot, but still much more needs to be done.
Wish you all the best, sir.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining. That was UP RERA Chairman Mr. Sanjay Bhoosreddy, and talking to him, we came to the conclusion that a lot more transparency, accountability, and buyer-friendly UP RERA and the entire real estate sector is going to be very much buyer-friendly.